equation. Y equals to 3 cosine 2x minus 2. So amplitude is the A value. So here the A value is 3. So the amplitude is 3. How about the period? Period is 2 pi over b, right? So it's 2 pi over 2 because b is 2 in this case, which is just pi. Then the vertical shift you see is minus 2. So the graph actually looks like this, okay? The vertical shift will shift my graph down to this minus 2. So my middle value of the graph is now minus 2. And the amplitude is 3, right? So I go up 3 units. 1, 2, and 3. Then I also go down 3 units. So 1, 2, and 3. And then because from the shape of the cosine graph just now, cosine graph actually starts at the maximum value. So cosine in this case starts at 1. Okay? And then it will end at minus 5. And the period, take note, period is pi. So one period is like this. Right? And it ends at pi. So now there are in one cycle, there are a few critical values. It's here, this value, this value, this value, and this value. So this first value is when the graph crosses the middle line. So this is the middle line. The middle line is what your vertical shift is. So it is not the intersection with the graph and the x-axis. That will be over here. But it's the intersection between the graph and the middle line, which is actually here, right here. And then here, pi over 2, this one is the value of the minimum point. So here, the minimum point over here. Then 3 pi over 4 is the intersection between the graph and the middle line again, which is here, right? So it's this value, 3 pi over 4. And pi, which is the value of the period. So to get these values, I actually take pi and I divide it by 4. So I divide pi by 4, I get pi over 4. Then I keep adding pi over 4. So this value is pi over 4. Right? Then the next value will be pi over 4 plus pi over 4. Right? Which is pi over 2. And then this value is pi over 4 plus pi over 4 plus pi over 4 to get 3 pi over 4. Right, then it continues because the question wants me to draw it between 0 and 2 pi. And because one cycle is only pi, I need to draw another cycle all the way to 2 pi. So let's take a look at another So now we take a look at this other equation. Y equals to minus 2 sine of x over 2 plus 1. Right, this is my equation. Now, the amplitude in this case is 2 because the A value in this case is minus 2. Right, A is minus 2. And remember, the amplitude is actually the magnitude of A. So amplitude is 2, not minus 2. Okay? And then because A is minus 2, right, which means A is actually negative, we will need to reflect the graph in the middle line. Okay? And you'll see that later. So, your period in this case, 2 pi over b, right? 2 pi over b. And in this case, b is actually half. I don't know if you can see this, but it will actually look like this, okay? This thing looks like this. And then b is this, right? So it's 2 pi divided by half, which is 4 pi. So your period is 4 pi. Then your vertical shift in this case is plus 1. So the vertical shift is plus 1. So now, because the vertical shift is plus 1, we add 1 from 0. So your middle line will be at y equals to 0. Then again, label your critical points. Your critical points will be your period. Your period is 4 pi. Then divide 4 pi by 4 to get pi. Then pi plus pi to get 2 pi. Pi plus pi plus pi to get 3 pi. Then, because the question actually wants me to draw the graph from 0 to 6 pi, which is actually more than one cycle, I will need to continue drawing, right, to 5 pi and to 6 pi, which is where I'll end, right? So your sine graph, you know it starts from the middle line, right? So it'll start from here, then here, then here, right? It goes from the middle to the maximum, to the middle again, then to the minimum, then to 0, then to the maximum again, then to the middle, right? Now, that is how you would expect the graph to look like. But remember we said that because the amplitude is -2, which is less than 0, we need to reflect the graph in the middle line. So instead of drawing the graph like this, right? So drawing it like this, we need to reflect this graph in this line, this middle line. So instead, we reflect this graph. So instead of going from the middle to the maximum, it'll go from the middle to the minimum. Then back to the middle, then to the maximum now, and then back to the middle, and then to the minimum, and back to the middle line. So instead, the graph should look like this, right? Graph should look like this, right? All because this value, the A value, is negative, so we need to reflect the graph, okay? So do you realize that the yellow line is actually a perfect reflection of the blue line in the line y equals to 1, okay? So this actually look like this. So
Smash your maths exams. Download Learn Maths Today for real exam questions and achieve top marks.